Hi, it's Gary, hopefully with a working microphone setup. Welcome to today's live stream, coming to you from this glorious sunny Secret Harbour in Western Australia. Really beautiful weather at the moment. We'll look at that in a second. How are we all doing? Yes, I can hear myself now in my preview. That's what I was just waiting for. Let's start by taking a look at the weather. He says, trying to find where we put the button because he rearranged everything. Here it is. So the weather at the moment, it's nice. It's 8:30 a.m, 20 degrees already. Going to be looking at a high of about 28 today. Absolutely gorgeous. The patio door's open. The birds are singing outside. Hopefully you might even get to hear some of them if they're loud enough. So 20 Celsius, that works out about 68 Fahrenheit. So, oh, pardon me. Got the hiccupies there. So yeah, beautiful weather. Absolutely loving it. So let's head over to the comments. So we start with Steve. Welcome, Steve. Beautiful evening in Utah. Welcome to you. Jim, welcome, Jim. Hi from Harper's Ferry. Do you know, I saw something earlier on in the week. Might have been on Instagram or TikTok, one of them, where it was showing scenes from Harper's Ferry in West Virginia, where it's currently 58 Fahrenheit or 14.4 Celsius. David, welcome David. Hello from the capital city of Austin, where it's 78 Fahrenheit or 26 Celsius. And a pleasant evening before the cold front comes through in the next few days. Yeah, hopefully we're finished with all them cold fronts for here for a while. Jim Edwards, welcome to you, Jim. It's 66 Fahrenheit in Georgia with clear skies. We got some hellos there. Marcy Me, hello from North Texas with 74 Fahrenheit or 33 Celsius. Oh, beautiful temperatures. We've got another high there and another high there. Blonde Scales 1, hello from Arkansas, where it's 61 Fahrenheit with a chilly day expected tomorrow. Welcome to you, Blonde Scales 1. I would say 61 Fahrenheit is fairly nippy for me. I'm just getting older. We've got some more there. We've got good evenings there. And we've got a high. Jim, we missed you last week to Blonde Scales 1. Yeah, last week was a long one as well, wasn't it? Tom, hello all, welcome Tom. Marcy Me, under a freeze warning through Monday as we experience season changings. I know in the UK my wife used to like it when we got the freezes coming in, because she always said that once they've had the frost on sprouts and parsnips, it always tasted better. And unfortunately we don't get that here. Got a hello there to Tom from David. Kiss My, welcome to you Kiss My. Evening all, 11 Celsius or 59 Fahrenheit here in Ireland. Wet and miserable season here. Jim, worked first time, Gary. Yeah, let's hopefully it will carry on. What I did after last week's fiasco, I've rearranged all my cabling so my desk doesn't look as neat as it was, but I've got rid of a number of extensions. So hopefully we won't have any more problems with it. Blonde Scales 1, tomorrow night we're going down to about 26 Fahrenheit. 26 Fahrenheit, let me just do a quick conversion there. 26, no, that's Celsius. Wow, -3 Celsius. Wow, that's an insult. That's not a number, is it? Tom, we got there some more hellos. David, a freeze warning. Wow, I didn't know it was supposed to get that cold. Yuck. Yeah, definitely. Andreas, good day from overcast Brisbane, where it's currently 28 degrees. Welcome to you, Andreas. And then we got high there. Tom, 65 Fahrenheit currently, and that's about 18 Celsius. Blonde Scales 1, I was just very tired and sleepy last week. That doesn't matter. I mean, we do these, for fun. So no one has to attend. Well, I suppose I do because I'm hosting them. But then they're always available on catch-up. Marcy me, yes, a cold blast passing through. And then brrr there for David. Kiss my, everyone go mad with fountain pen day yesterday. I didn't buy a single thing. I didn't even look at anything. I was really good. Saving now, obviously, for my big purchase in January or February time. So, to me, fountain pen day, yeah, it's all right. I don't think I've ever bought anything on fountain pen day. Eventually, I might do one year, but not at the moment. The Penator, good day from Springfield, MO. Let me get, whoops, just knocking that down. MO, let me just get my cheat sheet. Missouri, where it's 55 Fahrenheit or 12.5 Celsius with flurries forecast for tomorrow. Oh, I hope not. I hate snow. Bronze Scales 1, ooh, ick. We're just getting cold. And then we got a hey to the Penator. Jim, to kiss my, I didn't, but I have my eye on a couple of vintage pens. And we've got hello there. Kiss my, I've resisted so far, but the lure is tugging. I think you can still use my affiliate code if you buy anything from Atlas Stationers. And I think they said it's 20% at the moment for Fountain Pen Day. I don't know when it ends though. It was just something from memory. I got the email a few days ago and I didn't really, because I don't really push the affiliate code as much as I should do. David, sorry, that should have read hey the Penator. We got hey back. Jim, I have my eye on a special one as well. Yeah, I try January and February, you know, because I get money from various people for Christmas, so that all goes towards it, so I can afford usually something with a little bit of a price tag on it is the best way of putting it. Marcy me to the Penator, wow. The Goat Girl, welcome to you, the Goat Girl. Oh, I'm lucky. The Penator, yeah, it was 70 yesterday too. Welcome to Missouri. Got some highs there. Tom, I got 2 pens for Fountain Pen Day. I got 2 pens for Fountain Pen Day. A Cavreco Titanium Sport and an Aurora Solamia. Oh, they sound nice. I've eyed up that Titanium Sport. I don't know, it seems really, really, really nice. I might have to think about that one. The Goat Girl, we got hey to Jim, and then we got a hello there to David. Oh, pardon me. Oh, you have to excuse me, I've got terrible wind. David, I've got a paper question for you. Does anyone else have problems with fountain pens having skips on Rhodia paper? I do occasionally. The one I noticed it really a lot on is Clairefontaine. I might have to get some more Clairefontaine to give it another try. But Clairefontaine feels a little bit more coated than Rhodia. And I think it was the coating which was doing that. Rhodia does have a little bit of a coating feel to it. Not much, but it's enough that you can definitely notice it. The Goat Girl, congratulations to Tom. David, nice selections, Tom. Marcy me, I did not buy one single thing for Fountain Pen Day. I did not buy one single thing for Fountain Pen Day. I did enjoy my currently inked pens. Yeah, I'd say I'm holding off now purchases until the new year. Andreas, I didn't buy a single thing. I bought 3 things. Well, yeah, absolutely. I can see where you're coming from there. The Goat Girl, I didn't get a thing. I'm actually quite relieved. Yeah, again, I can see that because it can get quite expensive sometimes. You know, one of this, one of that, one or the other, and it soon adds up. Jim, I have a Rhodia notebook that I test all my pens in, and I've never had one skip because of the paper. Kiss my, I've got considerable thinning of lines on Clairefontaine, less so on Rhodia. Tomo River / Bachuan, no issues. Yeah, I think with the Clairefontaine, I think with the coating, it doesn't absorb as quickly into the paper. I think that could be what's doing that. David, I did not get a single new pen on Fountain Pen Day. None. Now today, it's a different matter. Exactly. Marcy me, enjoy all 3. Kiss my, no skipping. Blonde Scales 1. I bought stuff Wednesday, but not fountain pen related. Actually, I did order something on fountain pen day. Was it fountain pen day or was it? No, fountain pen day. So Friday, I did order something. Fountain pen related. It should arrive this week. It was on AliExpress. So hopefully I'll be able to show you next week. Andreas, I took advantage of Apple Boom's 20% discount to buy 3 Viscontis. I haven't told my better half. Yeah, even with 20% off, I think Viscontis are actually not too bad. I quite like my Viscontis. David, thanks to Jim. And then we've got Kiss My, we've got a spill to David. The girl, good luck, Andreas. We're pulling for you. Yeah, I always know when to duck when I tell Elaine how much I've spent on certain things. Ricardo, for Fountain Pen Day, I bought a second Pilot E95S. Welcome, Ricardo. Yep, don't blame. I love my E95S. You'll see it. I've got in a couple of videos that are coming up, I think. Oh, sorry. Oh. Kiss My. Clairefontaine at times seems like it doesn't want to take the ink at all. Far less of an issue on Rhodia, in my opinion. Yeah, and what's weird is both made by the same company. Or same parent company. Blonde Scales 1. Taking a baby goat with you shopping gets plenty of attention. I bet it does. Wow. Yeah. That'd actually be quite interesting to do. I should take the dog. No, they don't let you take your dogs in. That's one thing, isn't it? A lot of places, I don't know if it's the same in the States or where you are, they have signs, no dogs allowed. So does that mean you can take a goat in because it's not a dog? Just a question. These little things cross my mind. Jim, Rhodia seems to be less forgiving for my fingerprints. Yeah, what I tend to use, I haven't got it here. Here it is. No matter what notepad I've got, I have blotting paper. I've got quite a lot of these. So this is what I actually rest my... Oh, sorry. Oh. So this is what I rest my hand on, just to try and keep my oils off the paper, my skin oil. Kiss My... Yeah, gonna need flowers. Last time I sent my wife flowers, many, many years ago it was, I got home and she said, "What's this for, bastard?" She was not happy, so she doesn't get flowers anymore. David, hello there to Ricardo. The goat girl, blonde scales. You have a baby goat. I love goats. Yeah, and it's not something I've really. On my TikTok, have been getting recently some on the For You, whatever it is, from someone in the States who they're raising. I think it's a baby mini pot-bellied pig. It was, by the look of it, she must breed them. But this particular one, the mother rejected it, and so it's been hand-raised in the house. Andreas, funny you have that experience with Clairefontaine paper, Gary. It's my EDC, and I never had an issue. Sweat can affect the coating, though, and it could have been that. This was quite a few years ago. So I do need to get some more Clairefontaine paper and give it another try. Blonde Scales 1. My friend has a bottle baby, and we were going to be gone too long, so he came with us. Rode in a backpack around the stores. Oh, that'd be awesome. Ricardo, I've had skips with Rhodia paper and Pilot medium and broad nibs on the number 5 size. Not with the custom 823 though. Kiss My. I use blotting paper under my hand to rule out oils and the like. Still happens. Yeah, that's what I was showing mine. That's what I do. The Goat Girl. When I read that, I had a fit of cute aggression and just wanted to cuddle that little fella. Absolutely. Today's mug, we got Spider-Man. As I've said multiple times, my favourite superhero. Jim, blotting paper works wonders under the hand when writing. Absolutely. So I've got it now. Every single notepad I've got. Whoops, just knocked something onto the floor. What was it? Oh, it was only a pen. This is my Kinball, so it's Bachuan paper. And this is my journal. And as you can see, everywhere where I write in it, or he says trying to show it, everywhere where I write in it, it's got blotting paper. Whoops, there we go. Not really showing you much. That gets quite a bit of use as well. David, I may have just gotten a weird batch, but it's on 2 pads from the same store at roughly the same time. So yeah, it could be that. Kiss My, I've been tempted by the Elite, but I haven't pulled the plug. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love mine. A little bit on the thin side, but it's brilliant. As a pocket pen, it's a lovely writer. It just goes in the pocket, fits there, sits there really nicely. And we've got a hi there. Thanks to Ricardo. Kiss My, can anyone remember if Parker did a hooded nib cartridge fountain pen that would have been around in the mid to late 80s? Unfortunately, I can't remember that far back, or not with that level of detail. I know the pens I bought from W.H. Smith's, and they were just all standard nibs. Andreas, thanks for the blotting paper suggestion. Yeah, I say it works really well. Most places sell it. It comes in a pack, usually of 10, I think. Yeah, 10 sheets. So here's, I do have some unused ones, which occasionally get pulled out. So they just sit over there, and when it gets low, I'll order some more. I think it was, might have been Pulp Addiction or it might have been Desk Bandit. It was one of the two. It was one of the Australian stores I got the last load from. Kiss My, I lost one back in the day, and well, that's the one that got away sort of vibe going on. The Gut Girl, what did you buy today? That's to David. Jim, I did order a pen a few weeks ago. The Jinhao Flex nib should arrive in a few weeks. They have a lot of nib options, and I ordered the 1.5 stub. Curious what nibs they're using. Ricardo, to Kiss My, I've had one for 2 years or so, but wasn't happy with the nib as it has an offset slit. You can't buy a separate nib, so I'm getting another one. Let me refresh. Oh, we've got the door starting to squeak. 1 second, I'm just going to go and lock it. Okay, that's been locked. I just got a smile from the loving wife. Tom, Parker 51, made for a very long time. Oh, that's the hooded nib Parker. Awesome. David, a Mont Blanc Frederick Schiller Writer's Edition fountain pen. Ooh, sounds nice. Kiss My, to Ricardo, I feel your pain. I've had a few of those dodgy split tips in my collection. So that's all the comments. So what I'll do before we move on to looking at things, I've been getting ready for my Inky Countdown. I did put out a very, very quick teaser yesterday. I think it's about 8 seconds long. So obviously that starts going out on the 1st of December. But I'm going to be starting to record tomorrow. What I've been working on this week is, he says, going over to the iPhone camera. There we go. I've been working on some templates to use. Instead of using that endless recorder, I thought let's try and go a little bit more professional, if you like the word, that. So I've created a nice little template. So we've got here my Inky Countdown of 2025. So I've got Diamond Ink Vent and Colourverse Colour Vent. They're the two ones that are going to be done. And I've tried to rearrange how I do this. So we're going to have the ink name. I've got space here to do a bit of writing. The ink name and the writing will be done using this Serendipity dip pen. That's got a broad Yoho nib. And then here I thought what I'll do is I'll do a little bit of a swatch. So here's the tool. I think it was Marcy Me who I saw using these. So I've now got some myself. So it's a cocktail stirrer. So I'll be doing a swatch on there. I'll also be doing swatches on my colour vent, not colour vent, colour ring cards. And then what I'll do is fill different pens, obviously, with the ink, and on the back I will then write a sentence or something with them, just to give an idea how to write when it's in a pen. The writing in the pen, this bit, I'll show on the live of that comes after whatever day it was, purely because of time for trying to keep these Minecraft countdown videos a little bit on the shorter side. So I've got enough to get 2 days worth on there, on each one. And this paper is 52 GSM Tomoe River paper. It's the Sans End paper. I thought I'll use that because we know that usually it's quite good for showing ink properties. I've also been working on this. Now, one of the things I've just noticed today, this is A5. This is Rhodia paper from what it said is an A5 notebook. So I'll line it up at the top there. It's not A5. I was trying to do double-sided printing and it kept saying you couldn't do it. Now I know why. Because it's not A5 size. So yes, I've double-sided, but I had to do it the manual way. So this is what I'm going to be using going forward when I do things like my first impressions, showdowns, focuses. So I've got a nice template now that I'll be using. So again, we're going to have the pen, we'll have the nib, ink, price. This will always be in Australian dollars. I've got here, I've been doing the Wasky Squirrel grid. When I was doing this, I tried doing it as a proper grid, but it just looked messy. So I'm going to have them as 4 separate boxes. Our usual drying times, and then space here where we'll be able to do some writing. So that's where I'll do my sentence and my scribble test. So this one is Rhodia paper. So until I've used up all my Rhodia paper, that'll be going on there. Then I'll find some other loose leaf paper to use. So there's some things that I've been working on over the last few days, just trying to get everything ready. My first Inky Countdown recording session is going to be tomorrow. Really looking forward to that. That'll be days 1 to 3 I'll be recording tomorrow. Elaine's already brought the gifts through, so I'm actually sat here looking at them. Just behind me over there is the bag with the gifts in it. So yeah, looking forward to that. Sorry, blow the old nose. Let's head on over then, and no, let's look at. Are we getting more comments for the moment before we head over to doing the writing? Wow, loads come in. Kiss My, did they issue a 51 that took a cartridge though? The go to David Wang. David, for those near Houston, Kirkspear will be at Drongools, November the 20th to the 22nd. Although his bookings are sold out, he has walk-ins. And Matthew Chen will be there in early December, the second weekend, I think. So if you're in that area, that's worth going to. The Girl, do you like it? We got a smile. The Penator, I ordered one inexpensive pen, a while ever sharp Skyline, and then blew the budget on a bunch of paper from Comoribo. Yeah, I've got that much paper at the moment. I do need to use some of it up. That's one of the reasons. Another reason really why I've been playing with printing stuff out on A5. Kiss My, there was a very short time when they did a conversion from the aromatic to use a cartridge. Blonde Scales 1, I haven't peaked my ink vent yet, just tucked it away until December. Yeah, the reason I'm doing it now, I like to have all my videos pre-recorded, just in case something happens so I know they can go out. Andreas saw the teaser, it's going to be hard to wait. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, especially the Star Trek one. Well, I think they call it Interstellar because of trademarks, but when you look at the characters, they're all Star Trek-y characters. The girl, Gary, you're doing 2 ink vents. Yep, doing the ink vent and the colour vent. Really enjoyed doing that last year. It's quite interesting, so I'm looking forward to doing that as well. Now, and one of the things I'm going to do different this year is previous years I've just used the Serendipity dip pen. Then the inks essentially have been put away. So what I'm doing this time, after I've recorded the videos, I'm going to actually fill a pen with each of them, so I can actually see what each ink is like in a pen. Because although you can get an idea of what the ink looks like when you're using a dip pen and when you're doing a swatch, it's not, I find, exactly identical, not identical, the same as what you get when you see it from a pen. So that's why I'm just start doing that and writing on the reverse side with the pen. Kiss my to Jim. I really miss that pen. Ricardo, to Kiss my, yes, Parker 51 became a cartridge converter in the 60s, if I remember well. Marcy me, to Blonde Skills, me too. It's still in the postal shipping box in my office / craft room. And then I've just lost all the comments. There we go. Going back up, going back up, going back up. Jim, I've got an Aerometric 51 that I converted myself. I got the part from an Indian seller on eBay. Tom to Ricardo, yes, at some point around then. And then David to Marcy me, did you get my email? Blonde Scales 1, yep, that shipping box helps hide it. The Goat Girl, I accidentally already ruined Inkvent. I watched the swatch with me and then realised it was a calendar after a few swatches. I've seen a few of those swatch with... I've seen a few of those swatch with me's. I just like to look at them. It doesn't really spoil it for me because, though yes, you get an idea, but, you know, again, let's be honest. Even when you're watching it in, you know, my videos I record in 4K, even if you watch it on a 4K monitor, they're not exactly the same as what you would see in real life. Yes, they can give you an idea, but, you know, they're not exactly identical. David, to Marcy me, never mind, I just checked and got your email. Thanks, I'll be in touch soon. Jim, drying times are dependent on the ink and the nib, so I don't give limited attention. Yeah, and it's not only that, it's the paper, it's the weather, humidity, all sorts can really do affect drying times. I notice when I record in our summer months when it's hotter, you know, things dry an awful lot quicker. So something may dry in 10 seconds, which in the cooler weather, exact same pen, exact same ink and the exact same paper might take a minute or 30 seconds to dry. So yeah, there's so many different things which go into affecting drying time. You know, I'd say even paper, and it could be different batches of the same type of paper will behave differently. David, welcome to you, David. Sorry, 1 second. David, I ordered a glow-in-the-dark Leonardo with an extra fine nib and a vampire pen from Narwhal and the navy blue Piston Sport. It's a successful year for pens. Yeah, when I saw that Narwhal Dracula, I was a little bit tempted, but I held off. I was a good boy, which is quite unusual for me to hold off. Kiso, hopefully I pronounced that right. Welcome to you. What do you do with so many fountain pens? Can you donate one of those, which would be a great boon to a poor person like me? I use all my pens. There's none that I don't really use. I couldn't part with them because they're my babies. Sorry, I'm just thinking for a second. So yeah, so no, I do use them all. I would say at least once, if not twice a year, every single pen will be used. Marilyn, hi to Gary. Welcome to you, Marilyn. You're an hour early today. Yeah, it's that pesky daylight saving time. We don't have it here in Western Australia, so for me, I started at the exact same time. But yeah, in the States, I was an hour earlier. David, hey Marilyn, how are you doing? And we've got some Kiss My, we're doing the Time Warp this week. Oh no, that's going to get that song into my head. I went and saw the Rocky Horror show many years ago when we still lived in England. I went and saw it at the Wimbledon Theatre with a load of friends. It was so much fun. I think it was a brilliant show. I've watched the movie version of it a few times, but the live stage show, absolutely awesome. Jim to Marilyn, it's after the time change. Ricardo, on other news, Platinum has a new fountain pen series named Biso. Seems to have the same nib design as the retired Cool, acrylic pen with flat tops finished in gold trims. So I'm going to try some cold. My throat's gone a bit funny. Blonde scales for 1. Time change for us made him early. We've got there a hello from David to David. Got some more hellos there. Marcy Me, fall back time change. Then we've got hello there to Kiso. We've got some hellos. Kiss my to David, you'll never get sleep again. I'd be up all right staring at that Leo. Absolutely. Marilyn, to Marcy Me, yep, forgot. David, this is true. Maybe I can distract the Leonardo by putting it next to the glow-in-the-dark Franklin Christoph. Wow. Glow-in-the-dark pens. Sorry. This will please Elaine if my voice goes. Marcy Me, new season schedule will acclimate well. Get used to it. Oh, sorry. I'm all over the place today. Marilyn, yeah, I don't do dry time anymore because I got told off from many points all over the world. Mine doesn't dry in 20 seconds. Well, that's because you live in a more humid or drier climate. I do try and remember to mention that every so often when I'm doing my drying times. Ricardo, Sailor has a new series of nibs for extra fine to broad under the 1911 Casual L name. It's the same as the 1911 L ringless pens minus the 21 karat gold nib. It has a stainless steel nib. Yeah, that sounds interesting. I've got two Sailors. I've got a Sailor Junior, which is a really tiny one, and then I've got my Pro Gear Slim, which we'll see later on today. Marilyn, oh, no time change for you. Yeah, apparently before we moved here, they had experimented. I think they did it either 2 or 3 years where they had the time change. Then they had a public vote, and everyone voted to stay with just no time change at all. Thankfully, they did. I think it's a brilliant idea. I mean, daylight savings time nowadays, I don't really know if it actually helps anybody. Then we got time change from there, Marcy Me. David, that's very exciting. 1911 nibs are great. I'm game to try it in steel. Blonde scales 1, plus he would have moved the opposite direction if he had a time change. Yeah, when we lived in Melbourne, they actually do, they still do have daylight savings. So whenever the clocks changed, over a period of 3 weeks, it would change for Melbourne and then change for the UK. So we would go from, I think in Melbourne it was 11 hours in one and 9 hours with the other. Complete pain in the butt. ZZ Hooky, hello, welcome to you. Marilyn, I got my new blue pen from Jim. I love it, exactly what I wanted. Yeah, I saw that yesterday on your currently inked videos. We've got hi there to Marilyn. The Goat Girl, is your blue pen the orange one? Andreas, that's a good question, Keesaw. If I was wondering last night if I had to give away 5 of my pens, which would I donate? Kiss my. Keep doing the drying times, Gary. We love it when you end up with inky fingers. Yeah, for most of them that's fine. But like when I'm doing like my top 5 videos, I've only got 4 fingers that I can really use. So I have to be careful and try and remember to get a clean one and then make sure for the last ink that it's going to be hopefully a saturated ink. Ricardo to David, hi. It will be available in 4 colours, all named muted. So you have a muted black, blue, red or green. The pen company here in the UK is advertising them for £100. That's not bad. Marilyn, yes, the girl, it's the orange with the clear barrel. I love it. Varad Harajan, welcome to you. Hopefully I didn't mispronounce your name too badly. Fountain pen day preceding festival season of the year. I was asked yesterday on the Fountain Pen Australia Discord, somebody was asking if I had an endless stationery pen, which unfortunately I don't have at the moment, so that's something I do need to look at next year. That's another Indian-made pen even. Jim, off topic, but my month of scary movies had one interesting old movie and one new. Old was The Kindred, new was I'm Thinking of Ending Things. Yeah, I finished mine last week. What was the one I watched last week? I can't remember. That's how brilliant it was. It was made for Amazon Prime Type 1. So very, very predictable, but it was good. Plenty of scares in it. It was about vampires. It's definitely about vampires. And then this week I watched on Thursday. Thursdays is my movie day. I watched Thunderbolts. Because now Fantastic Four's out, so I wanted to make sure I watched Thunderbolts before Fantastic Four. So that'll be what I'm watching next week. So yeah, I quite enjoyed Thunderbolts. Hopefully there'll be some more with those characters. The Goat Girl, yay, I'm so glad you like it. Jim, to me, I've got a very cheap pen free when I bought a Bina Lincoln from India. It's a classmate octane that takes international standard long cartridges. So you'll be seeing, coming up at sometime soon, I've recorded it. I can't remember when it comes out though. I've got two Ranga pens, so I was doing, it's like a mini showdown between the two Ranga pens. But with each of those, there was a free pen that also came with it. So what I did is I've inked them up, so it's 4 Ranga pens. And yeah, it was interesting. It was also a bit of a messy video because I forgot that one of the freebies was eyedropper filled. And I took it off the thing on the video, ink all over the place. I left it in the video as well. The Goat Girl, so Jim, how does it write? David, just a jump to the left, yeah, and then a step to the right. Right, that's all the comments for the moment. Let's head on over and look at the pen of the week. So my pen of the week, just having a mouthful of cordial, is been talking about the Jim Edwards Blue. This is the Jim Edwards, and this is the Kira pen. This is a pen that Jim kindly sent to me, and what he did is try to pick out a lot of the colours from my dog. She's a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel tricolour, so she's got mainly black and white but with little bits of brown, which you can see in here. Really nice, lovely shaped and lovely sized pen. This is a converter, and I've refilled this during the week because I've been enjoying it so much. Then on here we've got obviously a nib. Now this is a 1.1 stub nib. I believe Jim said it's a Bock nib. One of the things I did find with the nib, it was the tines were a bit tight, so I have used my brass well, I pulled out the nib and the feed. I've used my brass shim just to widen those tines a little bit, and that's wow. I mean, it wrote nice before, but afterwards it is so sweet. So this is it's the Kira pen. Kira is the name of my dog. You can always tell when I name one of our pets because it gets named after a Star Trek character. So this one was Kira Nerys. And then the ink. Diamine Sleigh Ride. This has got such a glorious extreme sheen to it. And here's that stub nature. There's down, there's across. Absolutely stunning pen to look at. Absolutely stunning pen to write with. Jim's on the chat. Reach out to Jim if you want him to look at making a pen for you. He'll be able to give you ideas of what he can do and prices and the like. But absolutely stunning pen. So the pens of the week, the ones I've been using for the rest of the week. We'll start with the Platinum Preppy. Cheap as chips. Really nice pen. Really very, very light. I think, well, I'll tell you the price in a minute when I get my script up. He says, hey, forgot to get that. There we go. I've got my script. Absolutely stunning pen. Cartridge converter, you can see there through there. You can get a platinum converter, which costs more than the pen. I just refill the cartridge. I have eyedroppered this a few times, so you can eyedropper it. And then we've got that nib there. So this is a just turn the mic around so it's actually facing towards the paper. This is a 05 nib. Price wise, you're looking about $11.50 Aussie. So really nice and cheap. The ink. Diamond Bar Humbug, my favourite saying from A Christmas Carol. Bar Humbug. This is a chameleon ink. Not really sure if you can see it on here, but I do get a really nice chameleon, like a purplish chameleon coming through. Just look at this on that top one on that sleigh ride. I love sleigh ride. It's such a gorgeous ink. I could stare at that sleigh ride for ages. Next up, from Faber-Castell, we've got the Faber-Castell Hexo. I don't know why this isn't more popular than it seems to be. I can't understand why the Lamy Safari beats this because they're about the same price. And I love writing with this, whereas the Safari, I really battle against the Safari. Cartridge converter, now I've got to be careful here because sometimes it comes out. Again, I just refill the cartridge. I will eventually get a converter. Got a bit of ink on my fingers there. Got a nice section size to it. It's not uncomfortable. It's not got that silly shaping that you get on the Safari. And then we've got a smallish nib there. Not sure if you can hear that on the camera, but it sings as it's writing. Price wise, you're looking approximately 46 Aussie dollars. So price wise, it's the same as with the Safari. The ink, Diamond Good Tidings. So this is a very dark blue ink, virtually black, but on top of it, it's got a beautiful green sheen. Absolutely love it. Just move this up a bit. Next up, got the Pen BBS 323. This is in the, I think it's called Mocha. I really do like the 323 shape. I think it's unusual. Made from aluminium or aluminum, depending where you are in the world. There's the cartridge converter. Here we've got a number 6 nib, and this is the Pen BBS nib it came with. This is a fine nib. Price wise, you're looking approximately 47 Aussie dollars. The ink, Diamond Pickling Up. It's another sheening ink. So this is a fairly dark brown base colour. Then it's another one with a green sheen on top of it. Next up, we've got the Opus 88 Omar. So far we've had a handmade pen from the US, we've had Platinum Preppy from Japan, the Faber-Castell Hexo from Germany, the Pen BBS 323 from China, and then this Opus 88 Omar. This is from Taiwan. Taking a right world tour. And then the next two pens are both from Japan. This is an eyedropper filled pen, so I'm not going to unscrew it. The barrel's a little bit on the dark side, so unfortunately it's not overly easy to get an idea for the ink level. You can just about make it out though. It's got a shut-off valve, that's why this is left open. And then here we've got a beautiful wide section and that number 6 nib. This is such a beauty. It's so nice to hold and write with. And why I've been agitating it is there's a chameleon ink in here. So we've got a broad nib on this one. Here we do take a jump in price to 180 Aussie dollars roughly. The ink, Diamine Mint Twist. Beautiful green ink, and then on top of that we've got a beautiful chameleon, which depending on the paper depends if it comes out or not. I'm seeing some coming through here on the M. Hopefully the camera can catch that. It looks really nice. If you want to see essentially better ink comparisons, check out Miss Marin and Darling's channel. Next up, say we're now into Japan. This is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim. The other cartridge converter. Next to no ink left in here, so I think this will be getting cleaned out during this coming week. My favourite nib, this is a beautiful 14 karat gold nib. I have to use this posted. The material is called Blue Green Nebula. It's beautiful, you get stars shining through. So here we've got the and this is a broad. Let me just prime the feed. Just working that. I've got, while I'm doing this off camera, is I've got it held over a kitchen wipe just in case it leaked. Can we write some more? Broad, 14 karat gold. Price wise, you're looking about 355 Aussie dollars. And then the ink, Diamine Black Ivy. So this is another dark ink. It's like a dark green, and on top of that we've got a really nice red sheen. The final pen. Let's move this up. Staying in Japan, this is a Platinum 3776 Century in the Burgoyne colour. Again, we've got a converter in here. There you go. Squeaky squeaky as I put that back on. Another 14 karat gold nib. That Sailor nib, that's my favourite nib, full stop. This one's getting very close to it though. The pen does feel a little bit thin and a little bit short, but if I post it, it feels too back heavy for me. But I very rarely post a pen, so this is just about usable unposted. And this is a medium nib. Price wise, here you're looking at about 356 Aussie dollars. The ink, I always want to put an X on the end here. Diamine Forest Gateau, so a nice, I want to say, heading towards like a purple type ink, but got, look, as you can see hopefully there, get loads of shading coming through with this, really quite pretty. So that's the pens I've been using this week. Let me find the right thing. Okay, so yeah, I just did a step to the, or jump to the right there to get my chair back in the right position. Let's head on back to the comments. But before we do the comments, I'm going to do something. Hold on to your hats, if I've got the right thing. Close, not that one. What I'm going to do is give away 5 free memberships which are valid for 1 month. So I'm hitting the button now. So the names should pop up. When we get down to it, I'll be able to see better. So that's 5 memberships going out to people. Well done to you. So membership is available for the channel. Membership is everything that comes in from membership goes towards helping me to essentially get stuff for the channel. Together with the ads, it fetches in enough that usually every couple of months I can get some pens or stationery or papers or whatever. So if you're able to support the channel, very, very much appreciate it if you are. I say membership's there. Members get early access to most of my videos. We do a monthly Discord chat, so we actually get on a video chat, or just audio if that's what you prefer. And then I do the Ask Me Anything. So it goes out to members, then 6 months later it'll go out to everybody else. You get well early there. ZZ Hooky. I'm thinking of selling all my higher pens and sticking with Jinhao and Asvine. What do you think? I don't see any problem with that. I love my Jinhao pens. I've normally got 3 or 4 at least inked up at any one time. It's unusual. Oh yeah, I had the Pen BBS pen. I've got no problem. I know some people have problems with buying pens from China. They have problems with what a lot of people often associate with cloning. But we've got to remember, that's been going on for a long, long time, not just by China. I can't remember the name of the pen. You know, the people who came up with the first fountain pen, essentially the next company that did something, they were just cloning it, weren't they? You know, or taking inspiration, which is what China do. So I've got no problem with buying any pens from China. I think most of them are good quality. Most of them work really well. I've had the occasional issue with a nib, but with what they cost, I don't mind playing around with a nib to get it working. Marcy me. I'm thinking of selling all pens except Pelican. Yeah, again, no problem with that. If they're the pens you like, it doesn't matter. One of the things I don't say often enough nowadays, but I used to say a lot in the beginning, a pen is a tool. It's there to enable you to get thoughts out of your head and onto paper in a way that you enjoy. Who gives a shit who made the pen? I don't. As long as you're enjoying writing with it, as long as it's doing what it's meant to do, what's the point in caring? What's the point in thinking, oh, I'm better than everyone else because I've got these? So what? As long as you're enjoying using them and they're doing what you want, it doesn't matter. Sorry, I'll come off my soapbox now. The girl, I only have student pens. I'm thinking of doing the same, but just have 10 transparent Kakunos. Yep, that's a brilliant idea. Jim, it's injection molded and open. It can't help but dry out. A quick dip in water and the ink flows. It's not bad for how cheap the thing is. Sorry, 1 second. The Goat Girl, I think my Pelican Twist is the best nib I have. Awesome. I've not tried a Pelican Twist yet. Back up to the top. Wow, there's loads to get through. There we go. Jim, I just finished another pen from the Kira paw that didn't match as close as the one I sent. I'll probably send it to you soon. What nib would you prefer? Thank you so much, Jim. Very much appreciate that. To be honest, any nib. What I'm trying to do next year, there's a video coming out in February, is try and focus on using other nibs. So I tend to just go for broads and 1.1s and the occasional medium. So yeah, anything. I'm quite happy if you want to go for a smaller nib, like a fine, extra fine, medium. I'm really appreciate anything. I really sound like I'm begging, but I'm not. I just appreciate anything anybody lets me have. Marilyn, I'm still waiting for my translucent Jinhao 20 with a medium nib. And for Fountain Pen Day, I bought a Monteverde MP1 in grey. Can't wait to get that in. Oh, absolutely. ZZ Hooky, that's a nice one, Gary. Yeah, the Dark Girl, ooh, cheap as chips. Great phrase. Yeah, I think it was, I can't remember his name. It was Barden Hunt in the UK was the name of the programme, and he was like the main presenter. And he used to say that all the time. David, do you have any Mont Blancs you are thinking of divesting? ZZ Hilky, lol indeed. Marcy Me, enjoy the pelican twist. I enjoy my pink girly twist. Jim, I just put my translucent black into daily use status for a time. Marilyn, you should try out for Scrooge, Gary. That was a good bar humbug. Yeah, I wouldn't. Normally, I would fetch up in December, but Scrooge to me isn't the hero in that story. The hero is Jacob Marley, because he stuck to his guns. He didn't change. He didn't become generous. So yeah. Many years ago, again back when we were back in the UK, we did the scout group I was in to get all the kids their entertainers badge. Each year we would do a Christmas party and we would do a pantomime which I wrote, and I did write a pantomime based on A Christmas Carol, and each kid had a part in it. Those that didn't want to be on stage, they did something backstage. Yeah, so that was brilliant fun, and we had three dads of the kids, and we got them involved, and they played the ghosts, but we had them dressed up as pantomime dames. It was so funny. The girl to Marcy Me, I've got the girly rose too. Marilyn, awesome Jim. What do you think so far? Marcy Me, I've only got one Mount Blanc, a vintage. Ricardo, I love how the platinum cartridge works. Great for shimmer inks or to mix inks with the big ball inside. David, you probably want to keep that one. Jim, mine's a fine, but it's a really good writer and solid performer. Robin Allen, welcome to you, Robin. Oh, I've just lost me where I was. Heading on up, still there we go. Hi everyone, I just inked up a pen that is a cheaper version of a Pilot Pereira. I think it's a Jinhao, but can't find any maker's marks. Are any of you familiar? Unfortunately, I'm not. I do have a Pereira, but I'm not aware of the Jinhao version. Marilyn, nice. I got mine in medium. I can't wait to see how it fares. The last 3 click pens I've gotten have been sort of leaky, so I'm hoping they fixed both issues of the dry out and the leaking. ZZ Hooky, that's nice to me too. Jim to Robin, that describes a lot of Chinese pens and not just Jinhaos. We got a hello there. Jim, I like my Hexo. Thanks for reviewing it. Hexo reminds me of an affordable spiral pen I bought, but I can't remember the maker. It's a popular pen maker. Yeah, I'm surprised that Hexo doesn't get more love than it does, because it's so much nicer, in my opinion, than a Safari. Kiss Mine, Asvine ticking a lot of boxes, and you can be really lucky with some Jinhaos as well. If they'd sort out the QA out, traditional manufacturers should be worried. Yeah. Let's see. No, does the camera show it? No, it doesn't. But over here, he says, trying to move over to the side. Over here, I'll point with this thing. There we go. So over there, they're all full of Chinese pens from different manufacturers. Sorry. Robin, hi to David. ZZ Hooky, 9 times out of 10, I've got a Jinhao 992 in my pocket. Yep, brilliant pens they are. Marcy Me to David, yes, I really don't use most Leonardo, Estabrook, Pilot, Platinum, Twisby, Narwhal, and Kaweco, etc. David, does anyone have experience with or of the Laban skeleton fountain pens? They look great, but I have gotten mixed opinions on their writing. So I don't have a Laban skeleton. I've got a Laban 325. Nice pen, no problems with that with writing. Marilyn, huge thanks for the shout out. No, you're more than welcome. You know, we should be sharing all these different channels. So I know people on here, there's Miss Marilyn Darling, Marcy Me, Teresa, Brooks, Pens by Books, or Travel by Books, I think it is. They've all got YouTube channels. I'm calling them ones out because I know of them, so I've been watching their channels. There will be lots of others though. Andreas, I know it's a hot take and I'll probably get kicked off for saying it, but the nib on the Graf GVFC Graf von Faber-Castell Jade pen of the year is brilliant. Second only to my M1000 nib. Beats Montblanc, Sailor and Pilot nibs. Yeah, eventually I'll get a Graf von Faber-Castell. I've just got that one Faber-Castell. Marilyn, I've heard the same, David. Kiss My, I wouldn't give up my capless for my best Jinhao 10 Franken pen. But the Jinhao 10 is the one that comes with me out of the house. I know. No, nothing wrong with that. You know, if you lose a Jinhao 10, you're not going to be overly upset. If you lose a Pilot caps, is it Pilot capless? You will be upset. Robin, this pen is a demonstrator snap cap with just a hint of colour in the finials. It's about ½ inch longer than the Pereira, so it can take a standard converter. Yeah, not sure. David, to Marilyn, it's a shame because they are really stunning lookers. But as we all know, the #1 criteria for any pen is how it writes. Yep, essentially what I said earlier. Andreas, I hope to experience an M1000. They're beautiful. The nib is so soft. Oh, sorry, got a mouthful of ice there. I worry about taking any pen except my cheapest ones out of the house. I was like that for quite a long time. Still with my expensive pens, I make sure they're always in my eyesight. But what I found is you just got to really push it. Yeah, I still do worry, but as I say, I just keep them in my pen wrap or somewhere unless I'm using them. ZZ Hooky, me too. Marilyn, I see people using the flex nib with it and it works fine, but I see people with a fine medium broad and it skips. Oh, sorry, I've got lots of phlegm running down my throat. It's horrible. Jim, sounds like a Jinhao 82, maybe, or very close to it. Let me grab my Jinhao 82. I think I've got one here. So let me go over to the iPhone camera. That's better. Let's shift this out of the way. So this is a Jinhao 82. I don't know if this is the one you're thinking of. So, and then, yeah, cartridge converter there. So I don't know, maybe pop that away, go back to the face camera. K Rye, oh no, I forgot to change the time of the show in my calendar. Welcome to you, K Rye. Kiss My, that's every one of us covered. Robin, David, I'm not sure about Laban Skeleton, but I have 3 325s and a 326 Desert Mirage that are awesome. Jim, lost my comments. Where are we? What do you hear now? ZZ Hooky, mine's just an M205 in olivine. There's no such thing as just a M205. I've got an M205 in the blue marble, I think it is. Beautiful pen. David, hello to K Rye. Andreas, to Marcy Me, the M1000 nib is a dream. Absolutely, it is. It's just, it's so unusual to write with compared to all the others because of the softness. To me, it's almost as if, the best way to describe it, you're writing with a pillow. The gold, so we've got a Welcome K Rye, then we've got the 5 people there who received that 1 month free membership. Well done to you. Just lost me. There we go. Hi, Jim and David and the Goat Girl. Kiss my congrats winners. We've got Jim, congrats to all. Blonde Scales, congratulations. The Goat Girl, congratulations. ZZ Hooky, nice. Marcy Me, oh my, an excellent pelican to own. Absolutely. Marilyn, congratulations. Ricardo, congratulations. And Andreas, congratulations. The Penotor, thanks Gary and everyone else. No, you're more than welcome. David, congratulations to the new members. Jim, found it. Pelican Twist is the spiral pen I was thinking of. Full Fire Zero, welcome to you. Thank you for the gift membership. No, you're more than welcome. ZZ Hooky, to Marcy Me, just got it new, sub $100. David, welcome to the pen crew, to Full Fire Zero. Andreas, to Marcy Me, I know I posted a comment, but your review of the M600 Glauco Cambon is stellar. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I don't have an M600 yet. Kiss my, I do appreciate Marcy Me's Pelican reviews. Steered me safely towards my first M200. Yeah, I bought my first M200 a while ago. But it was after seeing Marcy Me's reviews that I was more happier to spend the study amount of money to buy that M1000. Marilyn, and if you're a fountain pen user, I think a lot of us have cups of water nearby. Mr. Professor X, greetings from Texas, welcome to you. David, hi from Austin. ZZ Hooky, that's how I ended up with one. Blonde Scales 1, just be careful of drinking inky water. Shame they don't. I wonder with the scented inks if there's a bit of flavouring in it as well. I shouldn't think about these things, it's always dangerous. Mr. Professor, I got there. Is it a wave to David? David, Marcy Me does really good videos, absolutely. Full Fire Zero, I own and write with an old Schaefer 440. Just ordered a Lamy Safari for carrying to and from work. The Goat Girl, to me, if you ever get a Pelican Twist, just remember you can pick the placement of the nib. I switched it so a flat side rests in my hand. Yeah, I think I would have to do that. I haven't got that on my radar yet. Let me make a note. Just made a note of that. The pen I'm writing with, by the way, this is that Bennu that I did my first impressions with on Friday. Stunner. Marcy Me to Andreas, yes, I'm thrilled you were able to secure the M600 Glauco Cambon. Enjoy. Blonde Scales 1, I still want more vintage Schaefers. My balance needs friends. Absolutely, you can't have just one of any pen. Marcy Me, I'm so glad you were able to make confident purchase of an excellent Pelican. Tom, vintage Schaefers are great. Yeah, I've not tried them, so I can't really comment on that. Blonde Scales 1, and 3 was the perfect price for it. Yeah, always is. The Goat Girl to Robin, hold your phone over your Jinhao and use Google Lens. It will visually find it. Marilyn, I always do a shout out when I make my Bujo on Sunday. Absolutely, I've got to be honest, I don't really watch many of the bullet journal ones. Maybe I should start doing that. But that's because I've moved away from bullet journaling, so maybe I need to start watching them again. Kiss My, I love it. Such a juicy writer and an amazing nib. Marilyn, I think the one you're thinking about is a Wingsung 3003. No, I don't have one of those. Marilyn, I got to tell you though, I wouldn't waste your time. It's so difficult to get the cap off, and I broke the nib on mine. Waste of $5. Save your money, get a real Pereira. Marcy Me to Kiss My, yes, exactly, therefore my absolute faves. Blonskos 1, True Face slipped up on my last subscription box and sent a bottle of ink instead of the 5 samples with my pen. I hope it was an ink you were after. David, thanks to Kiss My. Marilyn, the Sailor Decapod Twist, a Ruccia lacquer, is another twist-like pen with multiple facets. Is that yet facets? We got a lol there from Marilyn. Robin, that Jinhao 82 looks very close, but mine is a slip cap. I bet it would be a fine substitute. Marilyn, Nakaya Writer Fountain Pen, Heki, why can't I make these so I can pronounce them? Heki Tamanuri Portable Decapod Twist. I do struggle with words. The Goat Girl to Robin, it's not a transparent Kakuno, is it? Kiss My, you can't just have one of any pen. Phew, for the last year I was wondering, is it just me? No, definitely not just you. Jim, check out Cardinal Pens and Stationery from Vintage Schaefer. Yeah, that's worth doing. The Goat Girl, Gary, if you don't use a bullet journal, what do you use? So I used to use a bullet journal, but now what I do is, I've got to be honest, most of my task management is done on the computer using reminders. I do have my daily journal here, which obviously is where I do my journaling type stuff. Calendar is all done in calendar. I do have a lot of notes that I leave myself. So I leave like notes all over the desk. So I've got here, this is my planner. Oops. You can see there that page. The back of that page I've already used. So here, as you can see, that's where I do a lot of stuff that I would normally used to have done in a bullet journal. I just found bullet journals can get confusing for me. So if I've got a project going on, it will have its own either notebook or set of pages in here, depending what I'm using. I've started using this plotter a lot now. So I've got my dividers here. You know, it says little dividers. So each project would have its own section there. Blonde Scales 1. Yeah, I keep checking for one to catch my eye there. I did get a sack and the supplies to replace it if needed from them. David, I don't think I've gotten sample bottles from True Faith for ages. Just bottles. Blonde Scales 1. I wondered what Bujo was. Now I know, yeah, bullet journal. Jim, have you also checked Peyton Street pens? Kiss My, is that the Star Wars binder from last year? Absolutely. There we go. So the main paper I'm using in here now, I had to buy a thing for doing the holes and I messed up. It took me a bit of experimentation. So this has all got multiple holes. But this is a refill paper. It's all A5, so I'm going to be using this. Well, I do use this quite a lot now. So this is essentially my version of a bullet journal. So I either have a notepad or pages in here for each project I'm working on, because everything's in one place for that particular project. Whereas I found with a bullet journal, I was flipping. Yes, everything was in one place, but I was flipping about that much, and there was no like continuity. You know, so you could have one like double page spread for one project. Turn over, you've got a different project. Turn over, you've got a different project. Turn over, you go back to the second project. Turn over, you go back to the first. It was just too messy for me. But that's just the way my mind works. Robin, not a Kakuno. It's an exact replica of a clear Pereira, but longer. I'll try the Google search thing. Blonde Scales 1, hadn't heard of them. Marcy Me, yes, thank you for remembering Cardinal, Cardinal Pens, which is run by the people that used to run Anderson Pens, but they can't call it Anderson Pens and they can't have Anderson anywhere in the name. There was some reason for it. They explain it in one of their videos. The go to Robin, please let us know, I'm curious. And Jim, I've got quite a few vintage pens from them. Blonde Scales 1, the vintage pens were one reason I was so sad when Anderson had to close. Yeah, now they're going as cardinal pens. And they're slowly expanding their product range. Another mouthful of ice. Marilyn, I just found a pen on AliExpress that looks similar to an inlaid nib called a limited edition luxury Japan crest brushed aluminium fountain pen iridium. Don't they have some brilliant names on AliExpress? I'm cutting off my head. There we go. Just move the camera a wee bit. That was too much. You don't need to see the ceiling. Right, that's all the comments for the second. Let's go and take a look at what's happening with the channel. That's better. So what's going on with the channel? So last week's videos, on Monday we had a quick showdown of the Hondian N8 versus the Conklin All-American. So two white looking pens. As you see there from the thumbnail, they're very, very similar in terms of the colouring. Really interesting. I like both of the pens. Wednesday, I called that my forever pens. So these are the 5 pens. I try to do something like this around this time of each year. 5 pens that, they will be with me forever. And like every video in this thing, it could change day to day. But, there's some of those like the Pelican and the Visconti that won't change unless I get some other really expensive pens. And then Friday, we had my first impressions of the Bennu Haute, the Decadence model. You don't have the picture here of the pen because I hadn't got the pen out of it when I made this thumbnail, but on the actual thumbnail it does. Coming up, so tomorrow is Urufel versus Tomoe River paper. So taking a look at these two papers, just a quick comparison of them. They're both A5 notepads. Wednesday, Natami Inception versus the Jinhao 992. So both fairly inexpensive pens. And then on Friday, we've got the Noodler's Conrad with a flex nib. It's my first impressions. This pen was kindly sent to me by Miss Marilyn Darling. So yes, I've been using it quite a bit because I wrote it. Been using it quite a bit because I recorded this a while back, and I'm going to have it in my. I think I'm looking at having it in my December. Let me just double check. I've just started putting together what I want in my December lineup. Yeah, so I've got that to go into actually my December pens and use lineup. I think that'll be nice to spend time getting to use it and to work out how I can get the best out of it. My books of the week. So I finished off Terry Brooks' Bloodfire Quest, the part of the Dark Legacy of Shannara trilogy. So I've got one more book in that trilogy to go. Really enjoying it. I like the characters. It's set back now in the original timeline of the Shannara books, whereas the past few had been set in the past, actually showing you how the world came to be. And it's got a lot of elements from previous books as well, which I actually quite like. I think it's quite a good way of doing it, and I'm hoping in this end one we'll see them all meld in a bit, which would be quite interesting. And then I've started Cold Earth by Anne Cleves. So this is another one in the Shetland series of books. So this is Jimmy Perez. About 40% of the way through that. Quite an interesting one, this one. I think there's a lot, she must spend a lot of time really getting to know the Shetland area, because there seems to be a lot of atmosphere in the storytelling, which really fetches like the idea of Shetland and how you get all these little tiny communities. Really enjoying that. So that'll get finished during the week, and then it will be the next Tad Williams book, which I can't remember what it is. So that's what I've been reading this week. Let me just close this down. Close that one down. Back here, back to the comments. Robin, to the girl, lol, me too. I bought it years ago, and it's so nice, but not the $65 of a Prera. Marilyn, I will put the link on the pens Discord. Cool, thanks for that. ZZ Hooky, my first pen was more than $15. My first pen that was more than $15 was an All-American lol. Yeah, I quite like that All-American. Nice shape, nice size, nice length. Really works well. Marcy me, oh, so excited about the paper comparison. Yeah, it was quite interesting, and that's why, when I was thinking about these, I thought, well, let's do some different papers with this, just so I can mix it up, because I like to try and use as many different papers as possible. Hopefully, I'll get some more different papers next year. Jim, I have some fountain pen Revolution flex nibs coming to replace the ones in the noodleless pens I got recently. Yeah, certainly Marilyn really sings how nice they are. I really enjoyed that. ZZ Hooky to Marcy, yes, we need more ink and paper videos. So definitely for your ink ones, I can recommend it as I did earlier on, Miss Marilyn Darling. Kiss My Art. I love that name, I really do. Really enjoyed the Shetland TV series. Yeah, I we're just waiting for the next one to come out here. I know it's been shown in the UK already, but we've just got to wait for it to come out on BritBox over here, so hopefully that should be soon. We just got the first episode this week of the brand new Linley, so we watched that last night. It's a bit funny in one way. So it's the Inspector Linley series that was set in London. This one's set in Norfolk, and the Havers, the character Havers, she says they were talking, because obviously they're introducing the characters. So she says they were talking about the fact that Linley had been to university, and he said, "Where did you go?" And she said something like, "I went to Swaffham High and lived around Norfolk all my life." I thought, yeah, I can see that. But the fact is, my wife grew up about 10 miles from Swaffham. And the actor has, in fact, all the actors have zero Norfolk accent. So, yeah, I'd say that's a very Gary thing, because I pick up things like that. But that just tickled me, because I paused it and rewound it, so I made sure Elaine heard it when she said Swaffham High. So I've got really good memories of Swaffham myself, because obviously we used to go to visit Elaine's father quite a lot. And yeah, it was a little village not far out. I'm not saying 10 miles, it might not even be that far out of Swaffham. So let's do a refresh. David, God blessings everyone. Have a great week, blessed by God and those around you. The girl who makes the All-American. So it's a Conklin pen, but I believe it's made in China. And then it comes to Toledo, is it? Which is where Conklin either was based or is based. And I think what they do is that might be where they put the nib on it, because the nib's just a Yoho nib. Apparently. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, so it's made by Conklin, but yeah, made in India, made in China, but sold through an American company. ZZ Hooky. People watch all these vids, end up with an 823 and a stick-on notebook paper. Yeah, my 823 I actually cleaned out yesterday, so it's in the drying tray at the moment. What I do when I clean my pens is give them a good clean, but then I leave them in the tray for about a week with all uncapped, or if I've taken apart all in the different parts, just to give it really good time to properly air dry. The girl, do they really, to ZZ Hooky? Jim, to the Goat Girl, it's Conklin. The Goat Girl, thanks, I'll look it up. Jim, I don't have an 823 and won't get one. I like my 823, but it's one of those pens, it's a lot of money for what it is. If you want to try out an 823 but not spend that sort of money, have a look at the Wingsun 699. Virtually identical. It's steel nib, obviously, but you can get it as a piston filler or you can get it as a vacuum filler. I've had the vacuum filler, that didn't work very well for me, so I've now got a piston filling version of the 699. ZZ Hooky, don't ask me, and then Jim, me either. And then let me refresh. Blonde Scales 1, a lot of these pricey pens people drool over. I will only own it if someone gives them to me. Yeah, the only reason I can afford them, I say, is like saving up for Christmas money plus what I make through the channel, because I like to feed that back. And what I try to do is cover a whole wide range. So I'd like to cover the cheap pens, but also the occasionally, go up to the more expensive ones as well. ZZ Hooky, Jim, I'm not into vacs. Yeah, I can understand that. They are a bit fiddly. The Goat Girl, to Jim, the All-American to me looks like a Waterman culture body. I've never seen one, but yeah, it could possibly be. Jim, oh, I like VAT pens, I just don't want an 823. And then ZZ Hooky, cool. The Goat Girl, I don't want an expensive pen, too much responsibility. Jim, the culture is as close to the Phileas as they could get it. Robin Allen, I bought an 823 and I was terribly disappointed. I've heard a few people say that. Robin, that and the Lamy 2000 are my biggest purchase regrets. So it took me many years before I bought a Lamy 2000. I went for the broad one. I'm a bit surprised at how stubby it is, but yeah, it's quite nice. A bit on the thin side again, but still it's not inked up at the moment, but it will be getting inked up soon. The Goat Girl to Jim, yep, but with a fine, not a medium. Ricardo, gents and ladies, have a great week. Jim to the Goat Girl, I've got both of those Watermans. 3041 Markov, welcome to you. Nothing beats a big crystal. You're not my son, are you? Because that's what he says. He will not touch my fountain pens. He insists on having a big crystal, and that's all he will use to write with. Well, he'll use a pencil if he really has to. But no, if I ask him if he wants to write with one of my fountain pens, he looks at me as if there's something wrong with me, and then picks up the big crystal. The Goat Girl, Jim, oh, what colours? Then we got, is that Cry in there from the Goat Girl? Jim, the culture is a demonstrator, the Phileas is green. Goat Girl, except a bit crystal, 1.6mm, wow. So that's all the comments. I'll do one final check in a minute. We've gone really long again. God, an hour and a half out. I've still got 3 videos to record this afternoon, or after this, so that'll be interesting how my voice hangs on. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I've got to try and remember this. Membership's available. I've already mentioned that earlier on. If you're able to support the channel, everything that comes in is spent on building the channel, getting stuff for it, getting new pens, papers, the occasional bits of equipment that upgrade my whole recording setup. So it's very much appreciated. We've done a whole one without a single technical issue, which is a bit of a miracle for me. Let's hope it's the start of something that will be going on. So thank you all for your time. Absolutely love doing these. Without you, this just would not be possible. Quick look now back at the comments. Marilyn, hello, bit crystal. That's what one of the big time calligraphers used for 20 years before trying a dip nib. Blonde Scales 1, I think someone's trying to start something. Andreas, thanks for the live, Gary. Take care all. See you next week. Kiss my, there's gonna be a gunfight. Marilyn, thanks Gary, thanks for hanging out everyone. I hope to see you all again soon. Robin, see you everyone next week. The Goat Girl, Jim, nice. I hope you enjoy them both. Marilyn, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. The Blonde Hills 1, have a great week all. Jim, yes I do. I don't know if that one's meant to be a joke. The first Bible written with a big crystal. Jim, have a great coming week everyone. Marilyn, no tech issues, you're going to have an earthquake. Yeah, it's got to be something. The Goat Girl, blah. Kiss my. Thanks Gary Eves, thanks everyone, have a great week, even you with your big crystal. We've got Marilyn, we've got a long, and ZZ Hooky. Have a great one Gary and peeps. Let me do a quick refresh. So thank you all for your time. I will leave the comments open whilst the outro plays, and I'll talk to you again soon.